Legend of Total War here, and today we've got an interesting, I suppose, disaster battle, where somebody has sent me a replay of their battle, of their attempt to win it, and so what I thought is, we'll watch their replay, I'll do some critiquing of it, and then I'll give it a shot. So let's watch the replay, and then I'll fight the battle. So I know it's definitely not on Legendary difficulty, because it's a quick save file, but we'll have a look. I'll be able to tell what difficulty it is just by looking at the morale of the enemy units. So yeah, he's massively outnumbered by Clan Nor, but I believe this is pretty early on in the campaign, so I'm not expecting Storm Vermin. Yeah, it's mostly just Clan Rats in that. Alright, so if you don't have the advantage, lining up like this in a straight line is actually not a good idea, because, I mean, it's just a straight up melee fight, and even if your guys are greater melee fighters, I mean, the balance of power, it's still melee versus melee. They're going to grind you down. So, that's not going to work. Okay, reinforcements over here. You've got Cold One Spear Riders, Fusaurus Warriors, Skink Cohort. Okay. Just trying to think what you should be doing. Alright, what I'd probably do in this scenario is actually create like a little bit of a gap on the flanks, on one of the flanks, and allow them, basically have your missile units stand on the side here and shoot into an unprotected flank. Also, have your cavalry wait over here and then charge in, probably at the end. Not at the start. Oh, that's not good at all. Okay, so cavalry have really bad melee stats. That's pretty much all cavalry units. They have to be used as flankers. Or you know, send them into melee against missile units. You know, units in light formation that are probably on skirmish mode anyway. If you send them up against massed infantry, even though it might look like they have reasonably good stats, because they're large entities, you'll have multiple units attacking each one of their entities, and so they'll end up getting killed very quickly, which is exactly what we're seeing here. So he is not making good use of those Cold One Spear Riders. So yeah, that balance of power doesn't look too good. 2,297 versus 4,902. And they've got magic on top of that as well. So, I mean, if you had a Skink Priest with Wind Blast, you wouldn't have needed to send this into me, because this would have just been easy. Or if you had some artillery, you know, not that you could get artillery at this stage of the campaign, then that would explain for a good reason to leave a line. But if you don't have anything to, like, any reason to hold them back, like, why are you holding them back, you know? You're just fighting to stop them from surrounding you. And in all honesty, getting flanked is not that big of a deal. Killing their general would help. Alright, so what's the difficulty rating? It's on normal difficulty. Okay, very easy to tell. So basically, when looking at this, if you hover over the grey line here, you can find out, regardless of what difficulty it is, you can find out what their morale buffs and bonuses are. So if it's on easy difficulty, I believe they get a -1 leadership. I'm not sure. I don't think I've played easy difficulty for years. Normal difficulty, they get no bonuses, which is what we see here. On hard difficulty, I believe it's +4, and on legendary and very hard, they get a +10 leadership bonus. So it's essentially a fair fight where they basically, the AI here don't have any cheats. They just have loads of numbers over you. Yeah, 27 kills on them. Look, I like to meme on the cavalry all the time, but this is one of the very few cases in where the cavalry are actually your most useful unit. You should, in this battle here, get them hundreds of kills. For them to only have 27 kills, 32 kills. That has failed you right there. Also, what are you doing not using up your missiles first? You don't need to have everything in melee. Like, having these chameleon skinks in melee, they're not good fighters. And they're wasting their ammunition by dying. So, absolutely catastrophic here. Like, just being played really badly. Yeah, because on normal difficulty, cavalry are actually really viable for flanking because it's totally viable to break enemy units. If this was legendary difficulty, I'd say GG, you're pretty much done anyway, because even if you flank them, it ain't gonna work anyway. But on normal difficulty, you've actually got a really good chance. Look, their leadership's already starting to waver, and you haven't even killed their general yet. If you can kill the enemy general, that would certainly help. I mean, we kind of already know what the results are. He wouldn't have sent in the save file if he had won the battle. And I do really appreciate sending in a replay. And if this is something that you guys want to see more of, let me know in the comments. And if it is something that you want to see more of, send me the replay. So it's easy enough for me to have a look at what you did. And you know, I'm happy to provide some, you know, constructive criticism. Yeah, if you killed that general there, you might actually start a mass rout. But here's the problem. If they routed, unless you rout all of them simultaneously, once they get to like about here, they'll just rally, and then that's it. You sort of miss your opportunity. Whereas if you had kept the cavalry in reserve, once they start rout, then charge in, they can sort of push them off the battlefield because they're fast enough to keep up. Whereas your lizards are not faster than their troops, they can run away from you, especially when their leadership's low. So yeah, when their leadership is low, they get an additional 12% speed, and also when their hit points are less than 50%. So when it's greater than 50%, they're slower. Right. So there's a 24% speed difference between when they're like strong and when they're weak. And the Kroxigors are getting like decent kills, but considering their high tier units, like tier 3, and they're only going up against tier 1, they're not really doing that well. But we also got to keep in mind as well that they only start off with 6 units in it. So I guess that's actually, they actually did do a good job. If they were full strength, then I'd have expected them to do a lot more kills than that. The general broke, and then I don't think he's coming back, which means killing him's not going to happen. But if he ran off the battlefield, you'll still get a temporary leadership debuff on them. So off he goes. He's not coming back. There's all useful information here as well for when I have to fight the battle. Because most of the time when I get a disaster battle, I'm not given any bloody context. I don't understand, you know, what they've done to lead up to this point, and I just gotta fight a battle. Whereas, you know, in my campaigns, you know, I know what's going on the strategic map as well. And that kind of stuff does help. So, having watched this battle here, it should help my fight. I can see what worked and didn't work. Definitely was a good idea to try to take out their generals. Horrible idea to send in the cavalry early. Horrible idea to have the missile units not use up their ammo first. Definitely think the Kroxigors could have been used a little bit better. Because without the Kroxigors here now, and the Koldon Spear Riders, they've lost the fear effect. Oh, they can come back though. Lord fled recently, penalty's been applied. If you're going to charge into them, now's the time. Which looks like you will do. And it causes a pretty big rout. Funny thing though, it's so close to actually have not worked that if it was on a little bit higher difficulty, that probably wouldn't have broken them. But I know that you couldn't possibly win the battle because you sent this in, so... although this looks great, I think they're about to turn around and come back. Yeah, see, there they go. And once the Lord fled, yeah, it's gone now. Once it's gone, you're not going to be able to get it again. So you've completely missed your opportunity to break them. And overall, what did we get from breaking them? Nothing. They just laid off you for a moment. You didn't have any cavalry, so you couldn't run them down and inflict massive casualties. And that's the end of that. Alright. That's useful information. Now let's see if I can do better. So yeah, it is on normal difficulty. So I guess the thing here is, should I up the difficulty rating? Now, it largely depends on the scenario. If I up the difficulty rating and do the exact same thing that he did, when the enemy general runs, it probably won't cause a rout. And I'll be relying very heavily on that. So I'm going to keep it on normal difficulty, and we'll just see how much better I do, if even anything, because this is still a lot to deal with. So yeah, two key things we've got to remember about this battle. Got to use up the missile units, you know, use up their missiles, and two, save the cavalry in reserve. Those are the two key differences I'm going to make on this. Apart from that, there isn't a whole lot of strategic option to do here. It doesn't have magic, doesn't have particularly high tier units. You know, if you did have particularly high tier units, I'd not worry about it and just, you know, up the difficulty. Most of these guys don't have much killing power. Okay, we just want to create a small gap. You know what? I think I might do it on the other side here. Alright. And the Chameleon Skinks can stay there. Actually, just stay in reserve for time being. Maybe start shooting once they've gotten to melee. You stay about there, and we'll see how we go. So we know that Menace Below is coming in. Reinforcements are coming from here. Bring him in. Bring the cavalry around over here. Keep them in reserve. Keep these guys... Bring them over here. And these guys here will just reinforce the line. So we're creating a tiny little gap in here from which to shoot and also to charge in. Rather than, you know, completely block them off. Because it doesn't provide us any strategic advantage just to fight them in melee. We need to have some flanking. We don't have a lot of flanking, so we just need to create a tiny little gap. Because if we just fought them up on the high ground here, they'd completely surround us, and they'll be able to justify sending loads of units up against the Cold One Spear Riders, and you know they're not super fast, so they're not gonna be easily able to outmaneuver them. Ah, shit. Okay, we don't need them there immediately. Oh man, they just straight up died. Alright, get over here. Okay, so don't let them go through this. Oh, that kind of went through the gap a little bit. That's not ideal. It's okay. Where's the general? There he is. God damn it, they got really delayed on this one. Alright, if these guys here, their biggest problem is the lack of range. If they shoot into this over here. Already? That's not good. So there's that twice. Keep the Kroxigors in reserve for the time being. Okay, you come over here. I want you to shoot into this guy. Where's the cavalry? Bring it around over here. If we could break this unit here, that could be good. Okay, let's get the Kroxigors here taking out this dude. You get back in there. Okay, Saurus warriors are incoming. So they didn't get any of the hits in from the Warp Lightning, which is good. Alright, come on, you gotta keep shooting. Don't want them to get into melee until they've used up all their ammo. This one's used up its ammo. Over here seems to be having a bit of trouble. Let's try to get him back over there. How's he going? Not too well. The enemy general, where is he? Hasn't really received any damage at all. Tell them to target a specific unit, but they're not really doing it. Alright, try and charge in there a little bit. Kroxigors are still in good shape, but I'm a little bit disappointed about this guy here. Get back a little bit. Need to be using your ammo. This guy here is almost out of ammo. Or is he? Yeah, he is out of ammo. Okay, still need to get these guys in closer. But this is the problem with Chameleon Skins. They're such short range, it's really hard to utilize them effectively. Yeah, charge in here, that might just break them. How's the enemy general going? Okay, we're doing reasonable damage to him now. Keep the Kroxigors on top of him. He dies, we'll certainly win. Okay, run them back. Okay, you get back over here, and you over there. This gap over here is not looking too good. Let's try and close that a bit. Cool. Bit of a rout going on over here, and see, now they're getting some really good kills. They're good at killing undefended units. They're not good at killing units that can defend themselves. Alright, they got a bit of a charge. That's enough. Get them out of there. Alright, you keep shooting. These ones in here need to get a little bit closer. Good. None of the Cold One Spear Riders have taken any casualties. A little bit of damage, but nothing major yet. Where's the enemy general? So anytime the Skaven try to slip through this gate, this gap here, then we charge in on them. Actually, now would be a decent charge since a lot of them are routing here. This one here is nearly dead. How's the... Is that the general there? Yep. Take him out. The Kroxigors are in really good shape. Not a great charge. Get him out of there. That didn't work so well. Okay, this guy is out of ammo. Get them in a little bit closer. Where'd the other general go? Okay, he'll come back for sure. Keep focusing on the general there. I want him dead. It's good he's kind of separated from the bulk of his troops. It's good they got a really good big blob over there. That's going to be very helpful to us. Kill him. Alright, let's get in a little bit closer. You just hang back. Save you for the end. I could actually bring him in over this side. Actually, I might do that. It is not enough to make him break. You have to kill him. Everyone else just needs to hold the line until then. Shoot into there. Alright, maybe just send one unit of Kroxigors. It's actually really good that these run over this way. Actually, send all the Kroxigors to take him out. Actually, no. Leave one behind here, because they need some degree of fear. Although, Cold One Spear Riders course a little bit. Don't let him get away. Okay, move back a little bit. What's his speed? 54 versus... Yeah, we can't catch up to him. Just leave him be then. He'll come back. There's nothing we can do. I can send him over there. Yeah, maybe we should. We really do need to kill him. Get him over here. He's coming back. Balance of power is not great. Honestly, hasn't really changed since the beginning of the battle. One of these guys back over here. Get him. No, he needs to stay close to his soldiers. But it's really good for us that he's behind our lines, not theirs, so that we can actually kill him. And the Chameleon Skinks are doing pretty well, at least in comparison to the other battle. Our Kroxigors are in decent shape. Okay, he's broken again, but we need to actually kill him. I think we got him this time. Our cavalry would actually run units down properly. Take out the other one, because he's still providing a small leadership buff. He's almost dead. I think we'll get him this time. Once he's dead, that's our opportunity to really kill them. Looks like he's picking a spot for a Warp Lightning. Yeah. Come on, he's almost dead. God damn, they're so awful at running down generals. It's literally their job to do this, and they're so bad at it. Come on. Like one more hit. He's dead. Okay. Now get around over here. We'll route this section here first. They've got a minus 16 penalty, but also, once that's expired, it'll go down to minus 10. So that's going to stay. Okay, charge into here. Let's get this mass route going. Oh, awful charge. What? Yeah, don't let them recover. Don't let them recover. There we go. Got them. Rout them all at once. Oh man, he nearly died. And there, it really did come down to not sacrificing this guy right at the start. As much as I meme on cavalry, they did the job for us. It was really difficult for us to kill the enemy general too. And, you know, looking at this, he's not actually killing all that many of them. Like I said, I do not think these guys are great units for what they should do. They should, especially in this scenario here, they should be getting hundreds more kills than this. But, you know, they were all we had in this battle, really. This is... They should be a lot better than this, but like I said, it's what we got. Now, could this have been possible in harder difficulties? Maybe, but it's possible that that final charge there might not have worked if I had upped the difficulty. Anyway, that's that. Close victory. So he got a close defeat, I got a close victory. His army's shredded, but it was already in bad shape to begin with. And the thing is about that army there is that they were on force march, which means only these ones here survive. The 2,000 of them, they're gone. They're all gone. So, what'd you end up losing? You didn't lose any Kroxigors, lost a skink cohort and a red-crested skink. So, not a huge loss there, and here's some extra replenishment for you. So that one there's dead. And I don't think there's any need to continue the campaign. Oh, your campaign's not in any problem at all. Alright guys, well, we'll leave it here. And let me know what you think about doing this particular format. Watching a replay and then doing the battle myself. Or whether you just prefer I pick harder situations and just do the battle and not worry about people's replays. Let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you next time, fuckers.